And hello. We are now at round 2 of our tournament. We have jychuah versus elderling on our table streaming. We got an amazing list. We've got first order, high agility, high initiative aces versus on the right hand side that massive tie swarm. The Galactic Empire, we've got Rear Admiral Shiranu, we've got Tomax brand with his barrage rockets, bomblet generator. So those barrage rockets and bomblets, and the bomblets in particular, I mean, gosh, it's going to be amazing area control, and especially in a scenario like this one where we have all the different salvage objectives out that need to be grabbed up. You can definitely say, hey, you know what? Maybe you forced me to, drop this box. I'm going to make sure to drop a bomb here. So good luck if you want to pick that thing up. And he's got a ton of bodies here that can gum up the board, trying to keep those amazingly maneuverable ships on the left-hand side from exercising their, true amazing dials. We've got quick draw, the I6, so double tapping if he gets shot, deterrent power cells for regen. Awesome sense. Gets shields back. Once he has those shields back, can actually, use them to use the ability again. Kylo Ren in the Whisper, Pattern Analyzer, Hate, Malice. So doing some amazing things. Incredible action efficiency. Always able to take actions. Blackout, also Pattern Analyzer, Sensor Scramblers, and Trick Shot. So you're going to be dancing around obstacles. And then good old Von Rag with Deterrent Power Cells for that sweet reposition. Proud Tradition. Ooh. So Proud Tradition really interesting here. And Mag Pulse Warheads. Mag Pulse Warheads for a bit of fun police for jamming and putting crits in. But Proud Tradition, so the really interesting thing about Proud Tradition is that, of course, you can suffer a crit in order to flip it to False Tradition and force you to take red focuses. And that's really interesting because on the right-hand side, elderling has a ton of bodies. I mean, he's got so many of those extra little ties that he can just say, yeah, no, I'll take a crit, wee! Or he can overkill a ship. The ship dies to just, take an extra crit to do this. So be alert during this game to see if elderling remembers that trigger and is able to successfully force in a false tradition onto Major Von Reg. So really interesting there. I'm really curious to see how Blackout does. He doesn't have the pre-move boost barrel roll. We do have a horrible choice here that it's a bobble silencer, which is great to my soul, but there's only so much we can do there. Anyway, so we see the ties rocketing forward. We see we see Blackout perhaps decloaking early and just, moving forward. That kind of makes sense. I think Blackout would do a pretty good job against those 3 ties up top. Nothing super to be afraid of. It is sustained fire, and Blackout doesn't have a ton of, defensive abilities. So hopefully he's going to be trying to hide behind those rocks. But okay, it's okay. He's not going to be by himself. He's going to be backed up by we have a ship. But no, it's fine. Round 1. So he's going to be backed up by Kylo Ren, who's also going to be able to put the hurt on those. Now we've got the Decimator on the right-hand side with its arc left to right. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. We're going forward. We're boosting. Okay, never mind. Maybe he's not going for the front. He's got that lane in between the 2 rocks that he might be trying to exploit. We also got a great comment of the table next to us. Someone asking, hey, do you have any jam mechanics? You can always ask your opponent for information. I mean, that's X-Wing. There's no hidden information here, with some very, very rare exceptions with specific cards. So always great to ask your opponent if you're at all wondering, whether a mechanic's going to proc. You can just straight up ask. Okay, so what are we going to see? So we've got the... sweet. So the Decimator recognizes that the ships could put some hurt on it, but it's going to put itself as a juicy target. It's going to run into the middle, try to establish board control. It's got that Darth Vader to start auto-damaging, which will do a ton against these other ships here because they are lower health. He's got so much health on the right-hand side. So, gosh, this is going to be exciting. What do we see jychuah doing? So we're seeing, a really nice pace of play here, which I'm really impressed at. So we have... Let's see. No, that's a penalty point right there. God, we have some horrible puns on the table. Sorry, I just need to enforce. See, I try to keep him in line, everyone, but there's only so much I can do. Oh gosh, okay, so what are we going to do? It looks like we have everyone just rocketed through turn 1. First turn on this table is just all about establishing position. No one's able to grab boxes yet. So while everyone sets their dials up, here's a chance for us to really start thinking about, okay, if we were these players, what would we do? I'm going to quickly update. We're now on round 2. Okay, so gosh, this is going to be exciting. So bottom ties, definitely want to grab that box, establish, control over it. At the very top, we've got elderling with that tie who's hanging back. The tie probably going to do 2 straight, also grab a box, so it'll be 2 for elderling. This is tough. In the middle, there's that box, but if you grab it, you don't get to take it action. And if you don't get to take action, you don't have anything for defense or offense, there's a chance you are just going to get lit up. Because these first order ships can do a ton into you. I mean, they can just lay into you. With Kylo Ren, with Hate and Malice, if he takes any damage, he's always going to have his force up. So, kind of curious. I mean, the big brain play here, the unexpected thing, is Elderling going to rocket forward and grab that with his Decimator? Probably not. He wants to reinforce. He knows that if he, this is kind of interesting, if it's him, he knows that if the Deci gets burned down, the TIEs don't have enough agility or guns to really damage the first order player. So this is going to be like really, really, really scary for him. Like, he has to make sure that he does not lose that Decimator. So I'm guessing he's probably not going to go forward, try to grab that obstacle. He's probably going to, or that objective, he's probably going to go forward and just try to reinforce and, stay alive. And like, maybe not focus fire if the need be. If he can splash some attacks around in order to strip tokens off, because Rack has to live. Like, he's a huge point sink for this list. Okay, so we'll see what he does. And then for Kylo, again, all these ships are really maneuverable and want their actions. Quick Draw is the only one who really doesn't necessarily need to reposition, so I could see Quick Draw going forward and grabbing that box. But the tough part is that does make it a 2-to-1 split. And then maybe next turn, Elderling can try to run on it and grab a box too. So I'm really curious to see what Junyi does here, because he wants to make sure that he doesn't get in a situation where all the boxes go to Elderling. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. Both of these players, by the way, phenomenal players. Elderling's last match with Psych Ward was a really tight one. You got to see some really top-notch Empire play. Junyi rolling in here, bringing that first order. So like two very different like styles of ships. Like this, yeah, this is just gonna be nuts. So here we go. I see that damage deck being shuffled, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we are absolutely going to be using it. It is going to be a game. Yeah, sorry, All right. Let's see how we do. We've had some time to set dials. With the exception of Rack and Tomax, all of Elderling's list moves before Junyi's, so we do that first player roll. Junyi just, trying to assert dominance at just refusing to roll his dice in the box, because, I mean, he's gonna do what he does. Okay, what are we doing with this dice? So again, we were thinking that they would move forward and grab a box. Question is he just going to go straight and try to flank? Or no, he's moving to the middle, going to say, hey, I'm going to try to get the guns on it. Maybe, try to wing some shots at Quick Draw. So, yep. The question is, which die is going to get the box? Now that I think about it, I'd love to see the outer one get it. So, does he just take a focus? Sweet. Amazing value from that little wing TIE fighter. This one's going to go forward like a 2 straight. No, okay. So the reason I said 2 straight is because he can't barrel roll once he has a crate. And that means next turn, if he grabs this crate, he's going to have to do something crafty to make sure that he doesn't rock himself on that gas cloud, which, would be no fun. But, I mean, sometimes you just got to do it in order to get, establish good position. So he's already got 1 point in his favor, and, unless he takes the crit. We have that one time, do the 2 straight, grabs the rock, and he's, moving at just the right speed, making sure that he maintains a nice distance away from the FO, because he does not want to receive crits. We've got Kylo with crit abilities and Malice able to, and his, native ability able to turret hits into grits. And we also have Von Reg with the Mag Pulse Warheads. So both ships there at the very top able to just rain down crits on people if they need to pull a box off. Okay, so yeah, this is great. So we've got that one TIE who says, hey, I'm just going to grab a box. I'm just going to kind of hang back here. And we have the TIEs at the top looping on in, because we're going to see if they can put some hurt on any of the Imperial ships in the middle. Or maybe we have that TIE in the middle saying, hey, I'm going to set myself up for next turn, like a 3-bank right, grab that crate, and, run off to the bottom left of the board. Or even, if Quick Draw doesn't grab one, or if they're able to successfully land a crit on Quick Draw, take Quick Draw's crate and again, run and hide in the bottom of the board. And Odin's got so many little TIEs that he can totally afford to leave 1 or 2 and just, have them, sit by themselves. So, we'll see. I'm psyched. Okay, what's Junyi doing? So we have Blackout going forward, and then now trying to figure out his maneuver, because he's safe from fire. I think the question... Oh, wow. This is nuts. So this is the big, the crazy maneuver right here. He's elected to pick up a box. So that silencer, amazing action bar with a boost, barrel roll, all that stuff, is now kind of nullified. All you can do is take those focuses because he has a box on him. So wild. we'll see how that goes. Kylo diving into the middle. Now, this might seem a little questionable, but then you recognize that the Decimator has its arc left and right. So the Deci can't actually shoot Kylo. And if he tries to, I don't think he's going to dial in a bank because maybe he's worried about that gas con. But even if he dials in a bank, he's probably going to slam into him and have that arc sideways. Now, Dauntless does let him do a rotate, so he can flip his arc forwards and still take a pot shot into Kylo, just to get his guy off. Sorry. Now the question is, like, what's Kylo going to do? So Kylo, he does not have the Decimator in range 2 bullseye, so I don't think he's... Ooh, okay, so what does he do? So Kylo likes to do a boost. Yep. Oh, absolutely brilliant. So you're like, wait, why did Kylo do that? Because look what he's got right in his bullseye. So he is going to jam that TIE fighter in front of him. Or is he going to get the... People forget, jam does not have to be an arc. Oh my gosh. He's measuring... So, oh my gosh. That was beautiful. He could drop the jam on Rack, and if Rack does not have a safety target lock, he could use that jam to strip off Rack's reinforce. Although, I think, if he's going to use it to save himself from... Oh, yep, so he drops it on Rack. So now Rack could try to reinforce, but it's not going to... literally not going to do anything. So what's Rack going to do? Rack either goes straight or banks. Ooh, well, this is interesting. Also, elderling, he's doing, showing off some of that skill. Beautiful templates. Yep, you've got 2 top-notch players both trying to do what they can to make sure that... Oh. And landing on top of it. So I don't know if it rocked itself. Because if a ship lands on a gas cloud, it skips its perform action step. Yeah, I think he just landed... oh no, maybe he missed it. We'll see. Sorry, I want to check and see whether he's on top of that, because that's going to make a big difference. Sorry about that, folks. Taking a quick break to do a quick loop around to see. So yeah, Rack did not end up overlapping that gas cloud. So strong work. He didn't get blocked, and he does have that arc sideways. So the really interesting thing here is whether he wanted to flip it forward and back. I think he does have arc on Kylo, which, oh my gosh, is kind of tough. So now Rack is going to be able to do a Vader move. So let's see what we've got. We've got all ships move. Okay, so we've got shots coming in. So the I-6s are on Juni's side. So we've got Juni with Vonreg, and we've got Juni with Quick Draw. Who's going first? So we have... It looks like 3 results, and... Oh my gosh, and some natties over there. So... Ty's able to survive. I think that must have been Vonreg. And then we have Quick Draw shooting Rack. Oh, only 1 because he doesn't have any focuses because he used it for that. Yep. We actually have the Decimator rolling, some of hay dice, which is kind of nice. So now the big 6s are gone. So now it's, I think Juni must have had first player, so Juni's going to go ahead and shoot. So he has a... Oh, actually, no. I think we're doing this out of order. A crit. And then we've got... Okay, so 1 evade. So that's a crit onto... That. Yeah, so I think that was Kylo shooting into that. Oh, okay, that was a different one. Okay, so this is Kylo, and unfortunately, Kylo just with one. I'm surprised that he doesn't use the Force to make it a crit, if that is Kylo. What is this? Okay, so it looks like that's it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 shots from Junie, and now all of Elderling's ships just get to lay back into it. And so here's where we see how that early round position from Junie did. I was really I love how he had quick draw and a nice back position, able to lob stuff with the crate. And we've got Blackout, very safe, not a ton of risk of suffering damage, able to lay into the ties. Von Reg in great flanking position. What do we have? Okay, so we've got Tomax trying to do just his normal primary into Blackout. No damage to sustain there. So what do we have? Now we've got Rack. Now what is Rack going to do? I'm guessing Rack's going to shoot Kylo, which makes me think 4 dice just with his Vader Force. I don't think he... okay, so he does one. So does one into Kylo. I don't know if he got to use his Darth Vader trigger, though. So Darth Vader and 000, and I see really who he gets those triggers off. And he's got Veteran Turret Gunner, so we'll see next turn, once Rack starts establishing his position in the middle of the board, whether he's actually going to start doing that. So now we see the TIE Fighters getting a chance to try to shoot into Kylo, because Kylo took 1 shield. We have the TIE Fighter gets 1 hit. Kylo was totally safe. Let's see. We've got those ties. It looks like that one's got a nice range 3 shot into Kylo. And Kylo's got a ton of agility right here, so he does 1, 2. Hey, he can spin the focus for 2 hits. And Kylo, yeah, totally fine. At range 3, doesn't have a green token, so it goes up to 4 agility. Let's see. So far, not a ton of damage being splashed out. So I think at the end of this, that brings everyone to dials, and we're going to switch up to round 3. And let me go ahead and do a quick damage check just to see what was sustained, because I think Kylo lost 1 shield. I don't know if anyone else wants anything else, so let me go back, everybody.
And then do they expect us? Yeah. It's not a terrible place for you to be honest.
Not a ton of damage done right there, but what we were talking about in the very beginning with Elderling having the ship advantage. So yes, we have scenario points wise is we have 3 boxes scored there to 2 boxes by Junie. So impressive there. And we're going to see how this goes going forward. So we've got a 3-2 score already. No half points in this, so it's going to be just a ship destruction, and that's all. And we got 1 ping off of Kylo, which is really tough. I mean, the thing is that Kylo's in a wonderful position. Next turn, maybe he could do a 3 swoop or a 3. I mean, he could easily start flanking. Although those ties behind him are, very, very well positioned. So we're gonna do for Von Reg. Von Reg can, let's see, with his amazing dial, he can 2 or 3 in, try to hunt down those TIE fighters, try to strip some boxes off of them. That TIE that's going to try and have the plan of hiding in the top right-hand corner and saying, hey, I'm just going to hold the box. You can say, nope, you're not. Same thing with Blackout. Blackout can maybe do a bank again as well. The thing is, we're just going to have to really make sure that you don't set yourself up for a maneuver where you're going to be required to boost or barrel roll afterwards. Because remember, Blackout does actually have a box, and so he cannot boost or barrel roll. So Blackout's stuck. Kind of just doing his normal actions. The same thing with Quick Draw, although Quick Draw doesn't really know it. Quick Draw is... Oh, we've got a little family visit. I'm making my own TV.
I'm not super used to flying the big ship, so. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then focus. I said it's 3 turns with these guys out of fight has been brutal. Okay. That is my next one's turn. You'll hopefully put in some work. Yep.
Okay, we've got some tiles being set, so what are we going to do here? So maybe we're going to see Blackout try to curl on, and we're going to see Vonner try to curl on, and Quick Draw maybe slow and steady in the middle. Quick Draw doesn't want to lose shields unnecessarily or start losing that box. So Kylo, what is he going to do? I'm trying to remember if Kylo can swoop right or can do anything to like reposition right or reposition behind, do a K behind. Oh, okay, they have their tile set. Now what's Rak going to do? Is Rak going to do a 1 straight or a 1 bank left? I know the tie is going to keep on going in, and then Tomax needs to get that gun out. Tomax needs to start using those barrage rockets. So what is going to happen? Here we go. My throat is getting parched, so I'm sorry, everybody. I am going to really quickly go and grab a quick drink, but I will be absolutely right back.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is an amazing feint by elderling at the very top. Like, I honestly thought that those TIE fighters were lining themselves up to go straight and like try to hunt down Kylo. But instead they're not. Those TIEs are trying to maybe square off against Blackout. And if one of those decides, oh no, I'm out of position because I took the box and just ran with it, that's totally fine. You know what that TIE does? That TIE just rockets off, just heads out in the corner of the board and starts doing little donuts. And it's happy to do that. Like, it's just totally chill. Because it does not care. That TIE is just going to, keep scoring objective points. So we have the TIEs rearranging themselves to feint north. We have the TIEs down at the right, at the bottom side. One of them going forward, trying to maybe gum up Quick Draw. We have the one that's kind of in a tough position, the one that did the bank in and took the crate. I honestly thought that TIE was going to take the crate and run and like blow past the gas cloud and then turn in. But let's see what he does now. So he, let's see, I don't know, did he actually manage it? Ooh, boy, I think he did it. Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful move. So he ends up doing the same thing. Only though it's kind of nice because this time I take it back. By turning in, he allowed us to get a shot instead of just blowing past. And then probably next turn he's going to maybe do another 3 hard to try to maybe hunt down Quick Draw, or at least put some damage into Quick Draw. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Rack, yep, doing the 1 straight, and now this is why. And this is because some people say, oh, this is an interesting Rack play. Yeah, but look at how everyone's kitted this out. He's got veteran turret gunner, so he's going to start banging shots left and right out of both sides of the turret. And he's got a target in Quick Draw and possibly a target with Blackout or Von Ray, depending on where they move. So yep, takes 3 and 4 forward. I'm guessing that he's going to be shot from the front. It is kind of tough by putting himself in the middle, that he is opening himself to being shot by different angles. But Rack's got a ton of health. It's turn 3. He thinks he can do it. This is going to be awesome. And now Kylo's got a totally clear board ahead of him. I know we were kind of worried about Kylo getting blocked and being able to do damage that way, but nope, Kylo's living the dream. So we'll see what Junie dialed in. Speaking of dialing in, that plan on gumming up Blackout. Yeah, so there he goes. Taking off that bobble. Junie slamming ahead, hitting that TIE fighter. Boop, takes a bump. And he's going to take that stress focus because he wants to survive. He doesn't want to just trust in the street. Oh, okay, now we're going to see what Von Ray did. So, yeah, he doesn't do Von Ray yet because he's still got Kylo. Kylo What are we seeing? What are we seeing? Was it a 3 swoop? Yeah, it is. He's got pattern analyzer, so he can perform actions before he checks the stress step. So the question is he going to boost? Yep, so he's going to maybe boost jam. He's got him beautifully lined up in bullseye. Maybe. We'll see. He definitely has him at range 1. So he's going to be able to use malice to, yeah, and he takes the stress for the flip. So he's going to use malice to maybe put a crit in and like strip that box off. Now we have quick draw. Oh, beautiful move by that tie to gum him up. But now quick draw may be able to also shoot that tie. So we've got focused fire in there. And then we have Von Rick. So Von Rick moving in from the top. Nice like short maneuver. Lines it up really nice. Uses his ability to reach out and grab a lock. So he's going to try to really focus in damage. And I think he's probably going to focus on one of the ships that has the ship that has that needs to get a lock. Because it's got a box on it. He's going to pop that box off of it. So here we go. Let's see. So we're going to see some shots come in. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Okay, so we've got Junie again with the initiative 6. At start of engagement phase, Darth Vader's going to reach out and see if he can, bip somebody. He's going to figure out whether he wants to do quick draw or whether he wants to do blackout. Now, the tough thing is he probably doesn't want to do quick draw because if he does quick draw, then he quick draw loses a shield and then quick draw gets to do his double tap. So I'm guessing he's not going to shoot quick draw. And I'm guessing he's going to hit blackout. So what does blackout do? Does blackout just elect to take the damage, or does blackout lose the token? Oh no, so I guess he shoots quick draw? Oh no, he... Okay, we'll see what he did. So we've got dice coming in. Spends. And I think definitely taking some damage on the right-hand side. So I think we have Von Reg's shot coming on in. Now we have quick draw, trying to lay into that tie that's got the box on it. And we have 1, 2, 3. Quick draw debating whether he wants to spend the focus. Goes for it. So we got a full string into that little tie. I don't think any crits. Okay, we got one out of the box. And we take hit crit. And is it hit crit or is it just 2 hits on that little one? So we'll see. And I'm sorry, I want to get a quick damage update because it really matters a lot where that damage was done and how much. Yeah, so it's 1 tie and 1 tie ended up taking that damage. So let's go back to our overlays. So we have 1 tie took damage, and then we have another tie having also taken damage. And it looks like what he did is he just decided to have blackout, like lose that shield, because he wanted. Okay, so what are we gonna do? So the other shots coming in. It looks like that was So now I think we have shots coming back. I think that was all of Junie's out. So all the TIE fighters is still on the board. So let's see what we've got. So that TIE fighter at the very bottom is still hanging onto that box on 1 health. We've got. So he malices. Yeah, so he's not going to use malice because he doesn't necessarily want to just do the crit, because even if he does the crit, like the box will go anyway if he takes 1 damage. And the tie does not have it. So, boom, loses that tie. So, bottom tie disappears and we lose that crate.
No, but it's close.
So that bottom tie is gone, and that crate gets redeployed. So
Ooh, I'm so close.
So, there we go. And now Kylo's got a great opportunity next turn with no other ships immediately threatening him. So if all the others came up, Kylo could maybe do a nice 2 straight, acquire that box. And yes, he would be like drastically hampered in terms of maneuverability. But he would, yeah. So, oh, okay, interesting. So he's gonna put it over there. Interesting. So he's just going to say, you know what? I don't want anyone to have this box. Interesting. And he wants Kylo to still be able to do his boost barrel a little bit, which, makes a lot of sense. Especially with Kylo being only on one shield, having lost one already right off the first engagement. That's kind of tough. So now I think we have the other attack. We have Blackout shooting. Blackout's probably not going to... It does nothing because DeMarco does not want to spend that token because he's got some shots coming into him, and he's like, nope, I'm safe. And then we've already got Quick Draw, we've got Blackout, we've got Von Dragon, we've got Kylo. So now it's the Empire's turn to crack back. Okay, so we're gonna have a double tap out of rack, I believe. So he's probably gonna keep shooting into Blackout because he already has done that 1 damage into him, and Blackout is in his front arc. Okay, so he's going to start with Quick Draw. Let's see what he does. Oh, interesting. I guess he already did the I-5s. Okay. So he gets the Quick Draw back at him. Oh my gosh, a full string. A mighty blow into that TIE fighter. Oh, good heavens. Yeah, sorry, it looks like we already saw Rax and Tomax's attack earlier. Okay, so that TIE takes the 1 crit. Ouch. And yeah, that amazing ability from Quick Draw. It's like, okay, if you're going to hit me, I'm going to punch you for it. So we get that 1 crit. Oh, that TIE fighter. Let me add one of those over here. So now we have the other TIE fighters laying in, and we've got the 1, 2, 3 at the very top. Yeah, so number 6. So, sorry, we had one ship gauge a little bit out of order.
Alright, and then...
And we have Blackout totally safe from that barrage rocket. So he will try to shoot Blackout again. Just going to try to keep piling that damage in, even though it's range 1. He only rolls 2 because of weapons throw. And 2 crits, a nice hot dice, and Blackout's totally safe. So we have 1, 2, 3. I think we have any more attacks into Blackout. Okay, and I think that does it. Now we're clearing up over here, and end of the round we have 2 boxes. We have Junyi still has his 2 boxes. And we have 2 to 2. Go up to the top. So we have 1, 2, and then we have. So we are at 5. Let's go ahead and see. Just doing a quick update. Because Quick Draw has lost 2 of those important shields.
Only 2 though, because I'm not stressed. So maybe reach 3. Yeah, 2 of the spend for hit crit. You get 2 evades, you're fine. she didn't want to do anything. Your fours are next.
Thanks everyone. Again, doing some TO duties. Gonna have to take a quick second just to run around, do a quick look around. Okay, so here, oh, this is exciting. Okay, so we've got some maneuvers going on. So Kylo, yeah, curling around. So Kylo is stuck over there. So let's see where, yeah, so we got the TIE fighters moving. We're doing a lot of marking because, I have to figure out what these ships do. Are they doing their K turns? Yup, they are doing their K turns in order to be able to flip those arcs around and be able to lay into the back of Juni's ships. Already lost a few points due to losing that Black Squadron ace, and they already have some others with some damage punched into them. So let's really try to capitalize on those guns while they're still on the table. So yep, the K turn makes a ton of sense there. That we got these ones in the middle. Amazing position, just like gum up the board for Junie and take those actions away and force the stress. So we'll see what we've got. We also again still have that proud tradition on Von Reg. So if Von Reg ever does kill a ship, we are really gonna see if Elderling remembers to do that false tradition and to, like, you know, flip a crit. So let's see, what are we gonna do? It looks like this ship here does a 2 straight. Interesting. Decides to just say, hey, I'm gonna hop over you. I'm not gonna try to do a K turn or anything like that. Interesting. You know, so it just hops over. That's all. We have. Okay, so now we're gonna see the last ones. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Rack. You know, inexorably going forward. And this is the tough thing about the decimator. Like, once they start going one direction, I mean, they just kind of got to keep drifting that way. So he can't really K-turn. He's going to have to maybe do a 2 hard or a 1 hard and stress himself next turn. So this is going to be interesting. So he goes straight ahead. I think he's going to reinforce rear, try to get that ability off, because also he's worried about some of the ships curling on in. And then we have Tomax just boop, heading forward. Now, we didn't see Tomax drop any bombs yet because he's still got some ties to the vicinity, but I would not surprise at all if next turn we indeed started seeing those bombs going down. And then what are we going to do with our boy Kylo? So Kylo over here goes out. Interesting. I wonder what that was about. Maybe he was just worried about a ship in his way or anything like that. Kind of curious about there. Is he gonna boost in, or is he gonna try to grab a box? Oh, cool! Brilliant! Kylo grabs a box. So now we're back up to 2 and 2 boxes. So they could each score 2 scenario points at the end of this, I think, unless elderling has actually grabbed 2. And then we were seeing the I6s. So let me see if he grabbed that box. Good heavens, ladies and gentlemen, we have Junyi having put boxes on 3 of his ships. Oh my gosh. So 3 of them have boxes: Kylo, Quick Draw, and Blackout. So he's going to score 3 points to 2 if they don't lose those, which is just wild. And then Von Drake saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go forward. I'm going to barrel roll. I've got you like perfectly lined up. And I think he's going to do that and take a token. And he's going to try to lay it into that tie, because I think that's also one that has a box on it, and he wants to like really strip that box off of it. So we will see what we have. Now I think we might be heading into... oh, we have an amazing dead man switch going off the next table. That's how we do. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we've got. We're going to be seeing some guns, because we are just having the I6s move right now. We have yet to have Quick Draw. Let's see what Quick Draw does. Alright, Junie flips that dial with decision. We're going to see... okay, so I've got Quick Draw, goes this way. Moving away from the fight. Is he going to flip hit? Is he going to do a focus rotate and put that gun backwards?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So Lima. Yes, thank you.
Interesting. So just the target lock. So electing not to shoot backwards. All right. Maybe he's going to Deuterium and use Deuterium to get one of his shields back. So that could be true what he does there. Let's see, what does he have over here? So now...
it's been the lock.
Oh, sorry, that was Blackout. Yeah, so that was Blackout running away. So now we've got some shots. So, Quick Draw doesn't have any shot. Vonner does not have any shots. Now we drop to 5s. None of Junie's ships have any shots. So we just immediately go right into Tomax and
Afra.
Yeah, so whoever that was shooting, no damage there. And now we see who's next. Looks like he did not. Oh yes, that was Tomax. Unfortunately, Junie looks like he's completely gotten out of almost everyone's arcs here. So we'll see what comes out of that. I think that was Rack shooting backwards into one of the First Order ships. And now, yeah, so it's just Rack shooting backwards because he can't do anything else. Well, maybe he could try to reach out and hit Quick Draw, but we'll see if that. I don't know if that angle actually lines him up for it. So it's just gonna be the ties trying to line in. Okay, we've got a weapons failure tie. No, 1 die, not worth. And oh my gosh, we've got a 3-box 2-turn. Like, that is unreal. So let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, and we have Now, we've been playing for 45 minutes right now, and we have a 9 to 7. Interestingly enough, as like a fun rule of thumb, if you hit 11 points, we generally call that the high ground. And at the high ground, then you're basically you're statistically more likely to win. So, sorry, go ahead, do my team rounds real quick. Take a quick look at how things are going. We will see, folks. Sorry, give me a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is where it gets really exciting. So we got all the boxes on. We got a 3 to 2. Oh, yes.
It's just trying to see if it's in our. Oh, yeah, it's on the ships.
One less is the screen. Yep, and he got hit crit.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, we also had a great example of sportsmanship on a table recently. There were two people who had a scenario where they had chips and they're trying to figure out whether they're an arc or not. And we're just like, hey, we're not gonna try to figure it out ourselves or spend all this time doing it. They're just like, oh, let's just call a judge. And super fast, no hard feelings, great way to run the game. Just awesome example of stand up play. keep the tournament moving. Okay, so we have Kylo just deciding to say, hey, you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to go through, I've got a box. I'm not going to do anything weird. And Kylo cannot barrel roll. So next turn, Kylo's going to have to do a 1 hard, which I think I wouldn't do. We have Blackout going forward. Again, carrying that box, so he cannot boost barrel roll, anything like that. Von Reg is the only one here on the FO side who can reposition. So we're going to be seeing a lot of just evades or like safety maneuvers from those bottom 3 FO ships because they just do not want to have any issues. Oh, it looks like we have a game here on the left-hand side. So it looks like we have a score. So we have Sloan 22-7. Thanks. Okay. So we have our first of 4 matches done. Yep, we got 22-7, so tough for Hell Runner. Let's go ahead and see for if we go back. So quick draw. Going this way, away from everyone. So the thing is, we don't have any jam mechanics on the Empire's side, so we don't have to really worry about taking safety locks. The question of like, okay, is he ever going to anticipate shooting backwards? So is it worth getting his turret rotated backwards in advance? No, he's probably still going to be doing like the front-facing attacks in. So no, he's just heading on to the bottom. He's going to try to do the 3-2 score again and just try to keep tokening up and not dying. And this is really observant because Rack's unfortunately out of position where that really huge gun with Darth Vader can't really do a ton. We just got a bunch of TIE fighters shooting. So, you know, that TIE fighter shot, that's 1 down. We have another TIE fighter shot coming in. 2 dice. He can't use a focus. Nope, he doesn't have that. Got 1 last TIE. Needs to focus for 1, and okay, uses his focus for defense. And then I think, ladies and gentlemen, that might make this the round because I don't think any of the FO ships have a chance to shoot, and we just go to 3-2. So good heavens, and we are all the way off to the next round, and we have 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2. So we have Juni has hit the high ground. He's at 12 versus 9 purely through objectives. And he's got 8 points left. So how can he score 8 points? You can score 8 points by killing. Let's just remember ourselves. 4 TIE fighters. Or 3 TIE fighters and Tomax because Tomax is so cheap. Or Rack and a TIE fighter. So this really, because this tells him that, you know, straight killing ships, he can mix it in. He's going to store 3 points a turn. So in 2 turns, he can score 6, and then if he kills another TIE in 2 turns, he'll win. If we look at Elderling's side, all of the ships on the other side are very expensive. If he kills Kylo, Blackout, Von Reg, he gets 5 points and immediately just straight jumps into the lead. Now, he'd go up to 14, and then you get 2 points, he'd be 16, and then Juni would get 3. But yeah, if he kills 2 ships, he's good. And so it's still in it. Like, it's just really interesting how the strategies are going to be very, very different on both sides. Juni could say, okay, I need to kill 1 ship, just literally just 1, and then hold these boxes. Versus Elderling's going to say, no, I have the box disadvantage, so I'm really forced to start killing some ships here. So I'm psyched to see what these maneuvers are because this is really going to be huge. Quick Draw, I think should have regened by now and should be back up to full shield. So we're going to see Quick Draw try to like run on in and just like lay into ships. Are we going to see Blackout and Von Reg try to run away fast enough where they can flip around and then like safely try to get back in because they do have pattern analyzer, so you know they can start shooting. If they flip around, they can still take their actions. And Kylo's going to do a 1 hard because he needs to stay on the board, and then maybe he will just kind of hang out because we really don't want to lose Kylo. Like that would really be terrible. And then we're going to see Rack do a hard turn to try to move on in. Okay, we just see everyone moving their dice around, their their templates around. So I'm trying to figure out like what he would do if I was in this case. Yeah, because we have to do a one with Kylo. Quick draw. It's quick draw. We want to do a 3 hard or a 2 hard. And try to come in between that like middle corridor. Quick draw does have to watch out for the barrage rockets from Tomax. Or quick draw could just like do a 1 hard or like a K turn and just try to like flank everyone again and just go behind everybody. So really kind of curious to see what we do. And we do have that one TIE fighter in the top left who's like slowly trying to hang on and like not get shot. I just want to give up those points. And we do have elderling, of course, who remember has 2 ships, the yellow and the green TIE fighters. Sorry, they're not marked here, but the yellow and the green TIE fighters who don't have who've taken so much damage that like they could very easily give up those points. So he's gonna be trying to keep those safe and not get damage on them. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Yeah, I just quick draw K to try to get back behind everyone in a couple of turns. Does he curve on in to start using that gun of his, or does he just like run to the bottom of the board and just say, hey, I'm gonna meet you at the bottom, and if everyone starts curling after blackout, I'll be there to maybe offer some help. But quick draw again, he has a box. He's not the most maneuverable ship. He doesn't really want to face down that swarm of 1, 2, 3 ties plus 3 ties plus the bomber. Oh. All right, we'll see.
So I was putting Manaru with this is the third time I've come with putting Manaru with Afra. That's not really helpful. So I'm gonna start with Anima because that's where I feel like once I get a stress on somebody or potentially 2 stresses, Anima's ability will start rolling. Yeah, it's hard because I guess with 000, it makes you decide if you want to give me a mod or take the stress because then you potentially get Lima getting shot. So yeah, I think Lima would kind of roll. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to do that draft. Just a lot of helps. Yeah, so I put her with Afra.
Okay, so the ties that time moving in, slowly and steady. Oh, this one, does he get hit the rock? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so that time immediately takes damage. I'm trying to figure out which tie that was. So a fresh damage on one of the ties. So not one of the ties who's already taken damage before. So, and that would do with the other. So we have the tie at the back who slowly moves forward. That tie can't shoot or can't take an action either, which is just really tough because he is going to try to want to whittle down Von Reg or Blackout. So let's see what these. Yep. So they're curling in. They know that. Juni's ships are going to keep moving along the edge of the board, and he's maybe thinking of that possibly quick draw could curl in and having both of them face that way. Some really good formation flying. He just got unlucky hitting that rock. So he's in a pretty good spot there. Bringing all his focuses in. He's still got the tie of the weapon, so now when we see who's first player, because he's got oh yeah, so Kylo, unsurprisingly, does the 1 hard. He's going off the board. No, just kidding. No, he's not. He's nowhere close. He does have a box, so again, of course, cannot reposition. So, oh gosh. And Kylo James himself. Yep, makes a lot of sense. So Kylo James himself to boost his agility up to 3. We have Blackout just climbing ahead, maybe hoping to get enough distance so that he could do a K turn perhaps. But again, the K turn just means he's going to re-engage. So there's a chance he could honestly, with 19 minutes left, just say, you know what, I'm just never going to re-engage. And Rack, again, those decimators, so tough. Although, so tough to move those around. Although the part that he's set up for really well, he's got that turret arc sideways. I'm absolutely calling the 4 straight. And I want to call it a 4 hard straight because that decimator's got to just be shaken to rocket its engines that fast. But okay, so that's what I'm guessing over there. And then the bomber here. Oh, so this is nice. That bomber gets to... Oh, tough. Does it have... Oh, no. Oh, tough. I was hoping that... Yeah, it can't really go any further because those TIE friends are in its way. I was thinking maybe if it got a little further, it could try to lob a rocket at Blackout. But I think it might just be out of range 3. We'll see. And what's our boy Von Reg doing? So, Von Reg... So, is he going? Oh, surprise! Von Reg swoops. Nice, Vonreg, getting behind everybody. Wow, such amazing flying. Now, we do have some ruinous formation flying by Eldering. I said, taking the middle of the board. And yeah, like scaring, but kind of like scaring Blackout or Quick Draw away. Wait, no, did we see Quick Draw Sloop too? Oh, yeah, an awesome Sloop. So, really cool. Like chess style, we've got like the two bishops. We've got the Whisper and the Thai SF. The two bishops getting ready to like line up on the diagonals and just lay into something in the middle. Now, unfortunately, they are facing off against Elderling's list, who's coming up the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if that bomber tries to harden the next turn too. Let's see what do we got. So he's offering Proud Tradition to see if Elderling will take a crit, which, always worth reminding your opponent of your trigger, trying to game him a little bit maybe, or, just trying to play safe, who knows. But basically, Vonreg's shot, unfortunately, does nothing. Quick Draw shot does nothing, Kylo doesn't have anything, and Blackout either. So now we get back to the Imperial player. Rack is out of range. Tomax, we're going to see if... we're going to see what Tomax can do. Tomax might be a little out. Yeah. We're just basically trying to see if anyone's got anyone in range. Okay. And I think that is it for the round. So, oh my good heavens. We score, and we tick the score up another. So we are turn 7. They are blazing through this. 1, 2, 3 on the left. 1, 2 on the right. So we are at... total of 15 to 11. So game's starting to slip away a little bit for Junie. He's got a 4-point lead. If he's able to basically kill one TIE fighter and keeps all of his boxes, he wins this round. So and he's perfectly set himself up to do that. So like Vonreg at the very bottom, if he's able to maybe do a one bank in and he's got his maneuverability, like he's the one who's still able to reposition himself. So if he's able to focus down on one of those TIE fighters that's got damage on it, lay into it, kill it, and then everyone else holds their boxes, then he's good. Well, what this tells me is that Blackout might just run. Same thing with Kylo and Quick Draw. Even though they kind of look like they're facing into the table, they might just be like, nah, peace, because I know I have a chance to win this round, and if not this round, the next. And now, of course, if he loses a ship, like that rockets Elderling into the lead, or gives Elderling like a really strong chance. So here we go. This is going to be an interesting one. And so if you're Elderling, what do? Your Decimator really's got to start playing. If it is able to go 4 straight and shoot Vonreg, then, unfortunately, Vonreg's still on 4 health, and it's really tough for it to really hurt. Now, what I'm getting curious at is that Vonreg does have a mag pulse warhead, and that's important because if he's in a spot where Vonreg needs to really kill a TIE fighter, and especially if the TIE fighter tries to get away and gets to range 3, he can say, I'm going to take the lock, use the mag pulse, because that denies the extra evade die from the TIE fighter at range 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if he focuses down on a TIE and then tries to kill it with a mag pulse missile, because he knows all he needs is that one crit in order to, put it away. So we'll see. So we're going to see if that Decimator rockets on in. We know that TIEs have got to keep their boxes and hopefully knock some boxes off. So I wonder if that one metal TIE is just going to do a 4 straight. Because, but the thing is, if he dies, then he gets those points right to Junie, and Junie wins. So it's kind of a catch-22 for Elderling. But, he's a good player, confident he can come up with a solution. It's already a really tight game, so I'm psyched to see where this goes. You can see both of these players really putting a lot of thought into these styles because they need to, because, this is where it's at. This is going to be an exciting one. I'm super excited to review this footage afterwards and, see, their decision process and, see how they came up with things. So we'll see. Okay, I think we've got some dials being placed. Yeah, real thing is, so what do you do if you're Whisper in Quick Draw? And this is kind of an interesting thing if you're a player. Are you the kind of player who says, you know what, I'm going to move those in, and I'm going to try to use their guns to kill the TIE? And, of course, the risk there is, getting hit. Or you're going to say, you know what, I'm not gonna lose a TIE. I'm not going to. I'm not going to lose one of my ships. I'm just going to have each of them, kind of faint. And maybe you have Quick Draw do, a 3 hard left, and then Kyle would do the same thing, a 3 bank left, and Kyle do a 3 bank right, and have them just, kind of crisscross each other and still stay on that side. It does let the TIEs, of course. Oh, it looks like we've got some crazy stuff going over in the top left. Here we go.
It's just tough. Well, I knew that was gonna so these ships normally only do 2 hearts, so I know where 2 hearts are gonna go most of the time. You did it before, we forgot to do it, so we'll just do it for that.
Okay, so setting out those tie dials. We have 13 minutes left, and we still definitely have like some crazy games going on in the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick look while they're setting these dials, just to see what's going on at the other tables. Because I'm really psyched. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Okay, here we go. So we have the TIE. So we have the TIE fighter ripping on in, maybe trying to see if Von Reg, or is that the damaged TIE fighter? Because if Von Reg decides to go down, then he's set himself up to maybe land a Von Reg, and the decimator goes. Oh, okay. So he's not. Okay, so maybe he's keeping them away from the combined buzzsaw of Kyle and Quick Draw, which makes a ton of sense. Like, he doesn't want anything right there. Like, he does not want anything to do with both of those arcs slamming into you. Also, because I don't know if he wants to shoot Quick Draw, because Quick Draw can just like really paste you. So let's see. So we have a TIE who goes over the gas cloud. Now, just to remind everyone, like, when it goes over the gas cloud, it breaks all its locks. If it's locks on it, it gets a strain token. I mean, it could get ionized on a hit or a crit. So now we see whether it gets ionized. Oh, no penalties. So it just gets the strain. However, again, that time now has a strain on it, so it's only rolling 2 of its agility dice. So if he's able to get Von Reg in on that ship, he's got a much better chance of killing it. So over here, what is this one going to do? Is this the hurt tie? So this one just going to kind of take it easy. It does a 1. Yep, it's going to say, hey, I don't want anything to do with any of these other ships. I'm already hurting real bad. I'm just going to try to hide over here and, like, not take any hurt. Okay, this is getting close. I think our table 3 is getting close. Our table 5 is getting really close. Yeah, we're getting like near decisions. Interesting. Okay, Rack, I like this. Rack's saying, okay, what if this game keeps going a little bit more? I love this move. We're not going for it because he's still got the side arc. So Von Reg still has a chance of landing into it. What is the bomber gonna do? Because the bomber is kind of bracketed by his ships. Okay, and so he does some, again, hats off to Elderling. Really strong formation flying. Elderling rocketing forward, going to take the focus so that he can lose the barrage rockets, and just setting a kill box for Von Reg. I love it. Because, one of the things that's tough about this game is identifying your win conditions. And here he's saying, okay, if I hold on to my boxes, that's 2 points. If I kill Von Reg, that's 5 points. I go up to 18, and the next turn I can win. Which it would be super clutch. The next turn he has like a serious shot at winning. So yeah, I get it. He's making a kill box for that Von Reg, and he's trying to save those ships that have damage. Now he knows that he could have some of his ships die too. So it's really going to see what Juni does. Oh, wow. And Juni just doing donuts in the corner, and just as it works out, happens to line up a nice shot. Now, bear in mind that it's a long-range shot, but, he's going to take a target lock to see if he can still put some damage in on him. Because he's got the force tokens, and he's got the target lock. And does he have missiles? No, this isn't the missiles one. This is just the normal die. So he's got his 2-die turret, but 2-die focus target lock, basically guaranteed to get 2 hits. The tie's going to be at range 3, I'm guessing, so 3 and focus, so he'll maybe also get 2 evades, but he's a chance of pushing for that damage. And Blackout not running. Blackout is not running. Blackout's turning on, and oh my gosh, this is nuts. He isn't able to reposition, of course, so he's just basically like facing off against part of that. I think he's only got maybe 1 or 2 arcs on him, I think, but we're going to see. And Quick Draw just recognizing, okay, change of plans. I do not want to kill a tie. I want to strip as many tokens as I can to try to save my Blackout. Now, Blackout is on full. Oh, no, Blackout's lost 1 shield, but still does not want, to lose those boxes or anything. So he's going to be doing everything he can to strip those tokens off. think the win condition here is like maybe you kill a tie, but also if you just can protect. So speaking of, here we go. He's reaching out for that lock. He's not taking any damage, so let's go for the aggressive action. So here we go. Oh, and then Von Reg. Oh my gosh, the kill box. He did it. Now, of course, Von Reg can reposition. So he's trying to figure out what does he do. So he takes the deplete to take the lock, which makes sense. So now Von Reg is also going to take a focus. Now he's got focus lock on that ship in front of him. And just going to try to erase it off the board, get the points he needs, get those 2 points, and then the 3 scenario points will win. Because he's going to get 1 from Kylo, 1 from Quick Draw, and then possibly 1 from Blackout if he doesn't get a crit. But here we go. So here's the big question. Does he spend the lock? Of course. Yep, he doesn't do the focus yet. Yeah, just terrible results, unfortunately. And because he does not want to be half-pointed or lose. He's going for it. Is he going for it? Oh my gosh, he's going for it. Okay, and so we got that tie. Yeah. Tie does it. Von Reg does it. So we leave it, and yeah, and the tie is able to spend its focus and survive. So I think we just had Junie kill that one ship. So if what I expect is going to true, we're going to see that ship right in front of Von Reg get removed off the table. So we've got a range to be unobstructed from Rack into Von Reg. Okay, 2 crits, and we'll see. So he spends his lock. Oh, and so we just had Von Reg take 3 crits. So we lose both shields and... Okay. Oh my gosh. So we had a massive swing right here. Good jumping, Jovi. So we have Von Reg take 1, 2, and then 1, and immediately have a structural damage. So now we see what happens. Yeah. So we have one of those ties go down.
I do pop off the box. There's that. So let's place that. Brings your charge.
Oh. He is a charge. Oh, okay. Oh, so your dad did that. Oh, I didn't know.
End of the round.
My 6 will go range 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Or spend focus. So 3 hits. Choice of double modded. She was gonna die.
I know she was.
She just said, "I know I'm gonna die, so I'm not gonna take her." She's 4, 19. And then my 5s. Take one. has oh, he's just started. Okay. End of round.
And then you also negative points.
Yeah, we each get one. Because he'll have.
One in dark first.
Yep.
So that goes to 8.
Yep. 20. Game, sir. Mine all hit really hard, so it's rough when you don't roll these dice, because then they're just like the damage I was gonna do is now like double because you're not getting any of it.
That one was
Yeah.
the dice were just 9. That happened. I've lost it. I'm not Will Wheaton, so.
I will bounce back.
You can always sink lower.
Yeah, right. Estimate results.
Thanks.
Yeah. He might be able to box it.
That was close. How much did Black guy have? Health-wise?
5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good heavens, and I think that was just it. Sorry, everyone. I'm gonna go off, go on mute a little bit while we figure some things out. And good heavens, that was a nuts game. We're going to go ahead and have a chance of reviewing this later and walking through the footage. Thank you all so much for watching with us. We're going to be taking a break for lunch, and we're going to be resuming our streaming afterwards. Thanks, everybody.